Alright guys, so what I want to talk about is the stroke of the glottis. Now, I've got what's called muscle tension dysphonia, which is where all these extra things get involved when you want to vocalize or phonate. And it's been a problem for a long time, and I can never really seem to get rid of it. And my speech pathologist would always give me this very simple exercise. You just have to go and then hum. Now, and then a very light hum. Now, I would always do this, like that, like something like that. And it's like I could never find a way how to do it. And, you know, I've had like 4 sessions and it's still on the same exercise. And it's like the third speech pathologist I've seen. So, and you know, you do all these, bubbles, the straw exercises, all sorts of things. I think you could see on my channel all the things that I've, tried. And, but what I've found is that doing what's called a stroke of the glottis is something that Manuel Garcia II talked about in his book that he wrote. I think it would be about 100 years ago, or maybe slightly more now. Probably, yeah, more, because I think he died in early 1900s. He was the person who invented the laryngoscope, where they can look down your vocals, or at least a very early version of it. And he was the son of Manuel Garcia I, who was an opera singer, very famous one. And I think, from my understanding, I don't actually know too much about this, but I'll try to say what I know, is that I think Manuel Garcia II, he wasn't as good as his dad, and he had vocal problems, and he was trying to sort them out. And one of the ways he did it was by looking inside. He managed to find a way, I think with these, with this first laryngoscope, with these mirrors and things like that, to actually see his vocal cords. And what he realized is that the way he could help himself was doing a stroke of the glottis, which is basically like this. Because with that, the glottis is closing effectively every single time. And the problem is, in the years afterwards, it was working well for a lot of opera singers. Like a lot of bel canto ones would do that stroke of the glottis. But then some people would do it incorrectly. They'd do what's called a stroke of the chest, which is, I imagine, more like this. So a more forceful one, or kind of a glottal kind of attack, like which both of those would be kind of bad for you. Now, the actual stroke of the glottis one, the reason it's effective, from my understanding, is that for a lot of the different placings that you do, for example, if you're doing an arpeggio one, kind of where it's, placed here, that's what a lot of opera singers do, or if you're trying to get it kind of in the, on the roof of the hard palate, in that instance, it's also, the glottis is also closed. Or if you're doing in completely in chest voice, kind of placing it here, in all those instances, the glottis should be closed. Now, if you're not closing the glottis effectively, that means air is escaping, and any air that's escaping, as we all know, is very harmful, and can wear you out very, very quickly. I myself experienced many times where I'll vocalize incorrectly, and I've got this extra air that's pushed through every time, and you can lose your voice very, very easily. Many times been in a room and lose my voice very quickly, or just seeing bad technique and not able to keep going. But the stroke of the glottis thing appears to be really, really helping. Now it's just this, and remember, it's kind of around here, so you're not going and you're not going nothing too big, but because the exercise that the speech was trying to get me to do is this. This is just a simple hum after letting air out. I swear to you, I couldn't do it, and I've tried so many times because it end up being something like this. It'd be something like that, or it'd be like this, like that. You know, one of those two, and I just couldn't do it. But with this whole stroke of the glottis thing seems to be working a lot better. The other thing is that the stroke of the glottis can close without the arsenoid cartilages getting involved. Now, one of the first videos I did in this channel, which was I actually showed, and I quite like this because I've come full circle, and I showed a video of my vocals coming together, and you've got these arsenoid cartilages, you know, kind of being forced together as I'm vocalizing. But when you're doing a stroke of the glottis can actually shut without the arsenoid cartilages getting involved. So the fact that that's possible shows that you don't need to be using all this. I guess it's telling me that I don't need to be using that extra stuff. So yeah, doing this stroke of the glottis thing seems to be really helping. And it's also like when you go up in pitch, you know how if you were to keep that if you were to keep that as you would go up, that it's like the glottis needs to stay shut for even those, like, you know, really high ones. I think even the even like the reinforced falsetto, which is I think placed here in the forehead, it's almost completely closed except for a tiny little chink in the middle. I believe that's the case. I'm getting all this information from books that I've read, so it's not me saying, it's like I've got from other places, but that's from my understanding after reading that, that's what it's like. So even on those really high ones, the glottis is still mostly closed. I think with, you know, pure head voice, it's open all the way, but it's only a thin opening. But anyway, so the point is, when you're going up, you obviously want to, you know, kind of ease off to let yourself go into, you know, mix and get up into the high notes. But you don't need to feel that same, you don't need to feel the same feeling. You need that feeling, but kind of ease it off as you're going higher, because the glottis will stay closed as you do it. So you don't need to think, oh, I need to keep that same force. No, you can ease it off and the glottis should stay shut. As long as you start the phrase, from my understanding, as long as you're starting the phrase and you keep on going without, you know, taking another breath, the glottis will remain shut, because as you're doing it, you're not letting any excess air go through. You know, I'm not going, then you've got the, you know, air coming out before the phonation. So I would definitely look into that. As I said, lots of people say, oh, stroke of the glottis is bad. Well, it's not. It's only bad if you do it wrong, basically. So I'd definitely read up on it and see if it helps you, because for the muscle tension dysphonia that I have, and I've been trying for so long to get rid of, with different speech pathologists and stuff, reading about it, it's also called the Coup glotte as well, stroke of the glottis. That has been really helpful. So yeah, hopefully that helps you and you get some use out of it.